So today I'm in the 765, and behind me here I got the disc. Right now I'm headed to a farm that we're going to be putting some drain tile in. It's roughly 70 acres. And the reason I'm taking the disc there, the field sat idle for over a year. I'm not sure how long, but at least a year. And before we start moving in there with all the tile equipment and working, it's overgrown really bad. The weeds are waist high, chest high. I haven't been there in a few months, but the weeds are pretty bad right now. And nobody likes working in that stuff, walking around in it all day for multiple days on end. So that's where I'm headed now. I'm gonna go work that down and get it kind of smoothed out, the weeds all down. On railroad tracks, it's never really fun with this thing, especially this one. It's nice and steep. Once I get this field all worked, we shouldn't need the disc until fall. After harvest, we might work up some corn stalks usually with this. So after this, I could take it either home or back to the bin site to go get it washed. And we can park it in storage for the next few months until we need it again. Same goes for the Cat Challenger here, the 765. We don't usually use it too much in the summer unless we're on a weird tile job where we need a tow tractor, but that's not too often in the summertime. Well, we made it. One piece here. I'm sure the truck drivers are gonna like this driveway. Guys delivering our pipe. Yikes. Camera does not give it justice of how bad this is, but so it's the Tuesday after Memorial Day, and I definitely have a case of the Mondays. Forgot my lunchbox, forgot my GoPro, even the drone. I was really hoping to use the GoPro, at least using the disc. I didn't do too much disking this spring. Phil did most of it. I think I did like 20 acres a couple weeks ago, but yeah, I got my phone today and I got my water, so hopefully Dad will show up eventually with some lunch. The field's not actually too bad once you get out there in the middle, but all the ends, especially where we're going to be walking a lot, it gets worse. And yeah, that's where we mostly want to get worked out. Definitely some moisture still in the ground here, which is surprising because it's been so dry the past couple weeks, but definitely cutting in more than I'd like where we're going to be working. I mean, I barely want to scratch it, I just want to knock the weeds down, so I'm going to crank the disc up a little bit. There's a depth stop on it. One turn's a half inch. Yeah, that was a little too much. I'll back it off just a little bit. I was on the way somewhere in the middle of E, so I'm a little too much, and I'm running back here. So now it's not digging in at all. I'm pretty surprised how wet this piece actually is yet. It's making me a little nervous, but I'm kind of on my own out here. I'm in between the home farm and the bin site, so if I were to get in trouble, I really don't have a rescue vehicle anywhere close. But I'll just try to be careful. The soil's pretty wet yet now. There's so many weeds and straw and everything else that's laying on top of it. It acts like a wet blanket, but I'm working this up now. It's supposed to be mid 80s, upper 80s, almost 90 all week. So by the time I turn this over, it's gonna turn to dust pretty quick, I think. It's supposed to be hot the rest of the week. So I got the disc set where I want it, depth-wise. I got out a couple more times and played with it. It's still too shallow, but I'm not as deep as when I first pulled in here. So I think this has worked out pretty good. I just want it to where I'm gonna knock all the weeds and stuff down, go no deeper. That, and there's some deeper ruts in here. I'm guessing they're from a sprayer, kind of looks that way. The tracks are spaced out pretty wide, and it looks like the tires weren't very wide, so I'm guessing a sprayer ran through here when it was wet, and that's what those ruts are from. Out on the south end, kind of in the middle of the field area, the weeds aren't really bad, and we could work this. Obviously there's ruts, but whatever. This spot isn't bad. It's more towards where the main's gonna be, where we're gonna be working with the excavator, getting in and out of the starter holes and everything, and where we're gonna be walking around a lot. The weeds are really bad. So, but while I'm here, I'm gonna do it all, because even the stringer guys gotta get out a handful of times. Third pass here, or I'm starting my fourth, but I typically go every other run when I'm working ground. It just makes it a lot easier turning around, so I'm not turning so sharp on the headlands here, and I don't have to pick up the disc that much either. But I just realized that the last thing that was ran with the 765 was the cultivator and not the disc, and the disc is just a little bit narrower. Fix that. There's a bit of a rock pile we're gonna have to work around, and then there's a little fence row along here that kind of splits the field in half. I don't know what's in here, so I don't want to get too crazy with just driving through some of the small stuff. Whoops. So I'm on the north half of the field right now, next to the trees, and this is where the mains are gonna go. And it's definitely thicker in here on this half of the farm. I'm guessing this sat idle a little bit longer. There's even corn stalks on this half. So I'm definitely gonna work this down a couple times here where the mains are gonna go. Make sure all the weeds are down and bugs are gone out of this area where we're going to be walking around a lot along this edge. The rest of it I'll just give one pass. It won't be that big of a deal. This half of the farm is a lot rougher too. It feels like I'm kind of bouncing around in the cap a bit more. It's not too often I actually like the track machine compared to the tire machine. Obviously in the field it's supposed to be better for compaction and all that, but overall I'd rather have big floater tires. This job here, I'm so happy I'm in the track machine. Tracks will skate over a lot of these little bird baths and pockets and ruts and everything else where the tires, even if you have bigger tires like the what's on our 8410, you're gonna fall into those and you're gonna have to go a lot slower. With this, I'm still keeping up my speed pretty good. I'm going over 6 miles an hour, almost 7, and yeah, I'm happy about that. I'm happy that I'm in the track machine for sure. I guess I don't care for the track machine when we're going down the road and we do a lot of road travel from farm to farm on our operation. But here it's nice. That and the sunflower behind me has those sunflower saber blades. It's not your typical disc blade. It's more of a vertical tillage tool, and you can't go super slow with this thing. It just doesn't seem to want to work or cut in if you go below 6 miles an hour. You can't go too fast with it either. It kind of has a sweet spot. If you start going over 7.5, I'd say, because this thing is so light, the wings start bouncing really bad, and then when you come back to plant it in combine, you feel where it was bouncing. So you kind of got to keep it in that sweet spot if you can help it. But if you go too slow, it just doesn't seem to turn the dirt over or anything, or cut in very good. So well, we're going to try to keep it around 6.5. Well, this is the second to last pass on the east side of the brush road here. These are the longer runs. And I got this elbow on the other side of the brush road to do. I'm working the field east and west, back and forth, but when we put tile in here, we're actually going to be going north and south. Majority of water wants to go to this tree line here. There is a little pocket in this corner that's pretty low that we're probably going to have some trouble with, but we should be able to get even that to drain to there. Ditch running through the middle of the field here that's going towards where we want to put our outlet, and because we're running north and south with the tile plow, we really need to mellow this out a little bit more. Once the tile's in here, there really shouldn't be a reason why we even need this ditch. So I've been trying to work it in with the disc a little bit. That seems to be working pretty good. So we were talking about getting a dozer out here to fill this ditch in. I thought it was a lot deeper than what it actually is. So I don't think we really need that yet. I worked the headland there a couple times extra just to break down the lumps a little bit more and make it a little bit smoother for where we're walking. Whoops. Spots like this throughout the field. Obviously somebody's been driving around them for quite some time. It's so overgrown I can't tell if there's rocks or stumps or what's in there, so I've just been trying to get the edge of the disc in there, taking a little bit at a time. for the most part, it's just been stumps that are so rotten that the disc will actually just crumble them up pretty nice. But I'm just trying to be extra careful when I'm driving on. Do it. Now it's time to get the machines here and get the pipe in the ground. So it looks a lot better already. Well, it's a couple days later now that I dissed this on Tuesday. It's Thursday now, and it's changed quite a bit already. So we just got the first main in here. We're gonna put a second line here, but it's only gonna go about halfway and stop. So the back half will go on this line, and then this half will go on this line. We have a 4-inch line there that Taylor strung out earlier. We're gonna use this as a dummy line to protect the mains from the trees. So within 10 years, that line there is gonna be full of tree roots, but that's to help protect the actual mains. Slow process putting in the tile mains. Usually we spend most of the day doing that, just trying to figure out where everything wants to lay. Even though I surveyed this with the side-by-side, it's not always perfect, but I end up drawing on the computer and we have to adjust things here and there. But as long as we get the mains in today, be pretty happy. That little canopy on the Ford 5000, and so far I think the guys are pretty happy with it now that it's hot and sunny. So Phil was trying to use an umbrella last summer, and that didn't work out too good after the first windstorm came through. So the canopy on that's a little small. I think it's more for a smaller tractor even yet, more of a compact tractor, but it works. That's the next morning here. We've been digging holes and plucking away here for a little bit now. It's around 10:30, I think. I got quite a few holes open right now, and I'm like 5 or 6 holes ahead of them. So I'm gonna go back and start backfilling some of these. We do have a bulldozer on the job site today, so that's gonna come in handy for backfilling. I am gonna sprinkle a little bit on top of the pipe right now with the excavator, and then I can come back with the dozer and push the big pile on top. We do this so that way no big lumps or rocks or anything crushes the pipe, and so I just get it covered up just enough, and then I can come back with the dozer, and that's a lot quicker. Like the last of the pipe is getting dropped off this morning. They hauled in most of it yesterday morning. I'm guessing this is the last of it. Well, that escalated quickly. I guess the truck driver got stuck, so I'm gonna go grab the dozer now because I want it out here anyways to finish backfilling these holes, and I'll give him a tow real quick. There's a couple spots that are still pretty muddy. Too hot to run over there. It's like 86 out. I don't know if it's quite 86 yet, but that's what they're calling for today. So I'll just walk and he can wait. He's moving. He just backed up. I don't know if he was stuck or what. He was parked there. He got backed out though, so cool. Still gonna grab the dozer anyways and head back over there. Well, he ended up getting stuck after all. It was just on his way out. It was just a weird spot. It started spinning, and then that was kind of game over. It looked dry on top. It's just a little soft underneath in a few spots, but we got him out. So it's around 2 o'clock now. We are a little over half done on the east side of that fence row where the pickup's parked, the bigger half of the field. We've been making pretty good progress today. I just got done backfilling some more holes with the dozer. And right now Dad's going around the rock pile. I have a rock pile just sitting in the middle of the field. I'm not sure why, but it had all the rocks just spread out over 60 feet, and I pushed them up all together. Was it yesterday or a couple days ago with the dozer? And he's going around it now. So it's a few days later now. Decided to put the camera down for a few days. Nothing crazy's been happening. We've just been putting pipe in the ground and very repetitive and kind of boring. So I didn't see the need to film any of it. Well, this is the last one here. Gonna run it around the little tree patch here. Smoke's not too bad from up north today. It was pretty thick yesterday and the day before. Well, that's a wrap. I'm gonna get these holes backfilled. I got a couple open yet, and then move on to the next job, I guess. But I think that's gonna do it for this video. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.